Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. I'm Tom DuPont, publisher of the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay, here with you again from the World International Headquarters of the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay. What a great day it is to be part of Tampa Bay lately. Beautiful weather. Spring has sprung. We're well into the spring now, I might add, even though it's been a little cool out lately. With me today, David Warner, our editor-in-chief. We're going to talk about our latest issue, the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay spring issue, and we focus on the great outdoors. David?
The Great Outdoors is an annual theme, and this year it took on special significance because, well, being outdoors was as much a necessity as a pastime in the current pandemic that we've been going through and maybe gradually emerging from. So we started the issue focusing on some sports that are getting more and more participation and attention lately. Starting off with kiteboarding, we were lucky enough to be connected through Molly DuPont Schaefer with Pitzer Gills, who's kind of a young legend on the kiteboarding scene on Clearwater and Clearwater Beach. And our writer, Reese Wechter, to talk to him about the sport. It's fascinating, and it looks like a lot of fun. We put it on our cover, and according to Pitts, anybody can do it. I'm reserving judgment on that.
I think I'm going to count me out as well, but interestingly enough, one of the great kiteboarding sites in the Bay Area is down by the Skyway. Along that beach there, if you've ever driven back and forth on a breezy, windy day, you've seen these guys going faster than your car sometimes, I think, and jumping into the air. What a great sport. Now, for those of you who are into sort of team sports, go to pickleball. What an odd name. Oh, my goodness. Pickleball. It's the rage right now. Smaller, less upkeep than tennis. A little less movement. You don't have to be Roger Federer and run back and forth across the court. Picking up steam like you can't believe. It's really a lot of fun, good exercise, and you can do it as a couple, a pair, whatever you want to do. And you have team sports. It's growing all over the Bay Area. Pretty neat stuff.
Eric Snyder wrote that story. He was our go-to guy about sports stories this time. He also wrote a story about another sport that's getting very popular, is disc golf. Right near where I live, there's a very popular disc golf course, and you see it everywhere. And we have some national champions living in our area, including from Brooksville and from Safety Harbor. We talk about them in the story. It's another very accessible sport for people of all ages.
Okay, so we all got a bicycle when we turned 10, and we all fell off by the time we were 11. That has nothing to do with biking today, and I don't mean biking like motorcycles. I mean pedaling bicycles. It's a born-again sport, exercise way to get out and get fresh air. And given the pandemic, you're out in the fresh air, you're generally alone, or if you're with somebody else, they better be 6 feet away or you're going to have a wreck. And you can go all over the state, and Pinellas County and Hillsborough County have terrific bike paths. So you get the opportunity to get around the community. You can drive to a park your car, get your bicycle, and go for a ride. It's boom time. It's a huge spike going on, and there's a great article featuring some of the things to do on your bicycle.
I should mention we made allusion to the pandemic. You notice neither one of us is wearing a mask, and we're probably closer than 6 feet from each other and not elementary school children. We are both fully vaccinated of that age, and just to reassure you. But, masks are still important wherever you go. So even those of us who are vaccinated, when we're out and about, will be wearing masks. But out and about, you can also be on 4 legs instead of 2 wheels. We have a story on where you can go horseback riding in the area. Pinellas Park, of all places, is one of the centers of horseback riding, and ranches and other places like that. And our writer, Mary Lou Jansen, goes into other places, including down in Bradenton, where you can actually take your horse into the water, which is not something you could do in Pinellas.
Now, one of the most annoying parts about publishing a magazine is the number of people that have to have a feature called Top Docs, and they're talking about doctors. And it's just picture after picture of doctors that give you some information, probably helpful to somebody who needs a doctor. We have our own feature called Top Docs in this issue, but it's DOCKS, Top Docs, where you put your boat. We wanted something from the outside that showed how some people really enjoy the waterfront and what their docks look like, whether they've got a 20-footer, a 40-footer, They've got jet skis, they've got wave riders, they've got this, you name it, they've got it there. So we have a wonderful little pictorial by Howard Walker with some commentary on some of the most outlandish docks you've ever seen. A lot of fun. Some of you who have a waterfront might think about adapting something you see. If you do, you just need to call up your favorite dock person, not doctor person, dock person, and they'll give you a tour of what's available. For lifts, I mean, there are lifts in this area that will pull a 50-foot boat out of the water so you don't get any barnacles. But some of them are fabulous. You'll enjoy the pictures.
And if you're lucky, maybe your friend or yourself, if you own an outdoor space like a dock, you can go out and have your picnic lunch out there. But because many of us are looking for places to go dine outdoors in restaurants these days, I made a list of 100 plus restaurants which are great spots to dine outdoors. I almost dated all of them. It may look like I did, but it's a survey on both sides of the bay, from as far away as Riverview to Dunedin and Clearwater Beach. If you're looking for some place to have lunch or dinner and you want to stay outside, you're still not comfortable going inside, there are so many restaurants that are accommodating that now. You can find that on DuPontRegistryTampaBay.com. You can find it in this coming issue. We'll be continuing to add places, so do let us know if you have a favorite spot we didn't include.
Very important in today's world to get out and dine outside where you're not closed in with a lot of other people. And a lot of fun, too, because some of the venues are on the water in a little town community where you can visit with others. Sometimes there's music. Incidentally, this is the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay. It's our spring issue, and it is up on their website, as are various articles that are in the magazine up on the website for you to review, especially so the dining guide. You can go right to the internet now. Well, not now. Wait till we're done talking.
Put us on pause.
Yeah, give us a couple more minutes here, and you can look up restaurants that you might want to go visit. How do you get around to those restaurants? Well, if you're in certain communities in the area, you can go by golf cart or electric cart or golf car, whatever you want to call it. You've never seen anything like the number of golf cart manufacturers that are making something fancy, comfortable, more than your just 18-hole special that you can run around the community. Bel Air, Treasure Island, the beaches, Davis Island, where there's a new golf cart store opening up, storefront right on Davis Island. I can't think of a better place to use a golf cart to get around. You can get a 2-passenger, 4-passenger, 6-passenger, and let's not forget the eternal the Moke America crowd that has created an electric version of the old Moke, mini Moke from the James Bond movies and World War II transport for the British. They're available, and they're actually assembled in Sarasota. So you have parts right down the road in case something goes wrong.
You don't have to wait
Great
for
story,
Mercedes
colorful
Benz, right?
things. Everybody's got to have one on Davis Island, please.
Now, if you want to really get away from it all, you should check out our story by Julie Garisto about the secrets of the Ocala National Forest. She's actually a recent transplant from this area to that part of Florida, and it's a fascinating story about the wildlife, about the history, the true crime stories, all kinds of things that are a part of the lore of Ocala National Forest, with some beautiful photos. Jean Blom, who shoots wildlife photos, including the macaque monkeys, which are one of the features of the Ocala National Forest, which are among the many surprises in Julie's story.
So while we're on the subject of dining, with a little subject in between about the Ocala National Forest, you'll see a presentation from the district in Clearwater in the magazine. We're featuring the various restaurants and stores in downtown Clearwater where they've closed off the entire street and they've moved plenty of tables outside. They have music, and they have dining for almost everybody. They have pizza, they have Clear Sky, they have Chiang Mai Thai and Sushi Bar, Billy Brick's wood-fired pizza. You name it, it's right there. There's plenty of parking around the area. You just walk down the street, pick your favorite restaurant, sit down outside, and enjoy the warm Florida air and a little music down the street. The district is coming back, believe me.
If you haven't been there lately, yeah, it's amazingly changed, yeah.
And go early so you can make sure you get a seat.
If you're going to the Capitol Theater, it's a great place to have a bite before or after. And you'll want to know the best way to dress for outdoors. Our great style and beauty editor, Michelle Capelli Gordon, has come up with a list of fashions that are just the right thing for dining outdoors. We're calling it dressing al fresco. And she also has some tips on skin protection in our famous Florida sun, which is attracting so many people down here for spring break, and gives us a lot of suggestions for products with the right SPF level.
It's wonderful to have Michelle on the staff doing her perspective on style and beauty each issue. Be sure and look it up on the website and connect with Love Michelle.
LoveMichelleStyle.com.
That's
Michelle.
She's terrific, and she's really tuned into what's important in the fashion industry. Let's not forget our real estate section. Real estate is big in this area. Houses are selling like hotcakes, almost any price, but the high-end houses are selling like crazy. We featured some houses in the $2, $3, $4, $5 million range from some of the more prominent real estate brokerage firms in the area, from Bel Air Bluffs to downtown Tampa to Davis Islands and back to St. Petersburg, as far north as Tarpon Springs, Treasure Island. These are fabulous estates, and what a way to get a glimpse of how you might redecorate your house, but also how you might move to the water or into a condo. Some of the high-rises are just stunning. And we've made it an important section of our real estate section to have a brief editorial on each of the properties, or on a property, in addition to the ads. You'll enjoy looking. It's a little bit like being a peeping Tom. You get to see in a couple of different houses that you probably never would visit.
Unless you're in the market. Another great thing about what's happening now at springtime in Tampa Bay is that the various arts venues are gradually beginning to open up. It's a long way off for some, but for museums and galleries in particular, there's quite a bit going on. And there's a wonderful installation and an interview with the artists in this issue. Carol Mickett and Robert Stackhouse have done a gigantic installation inside Creative Pinellas. The galleries at Creative Pinellas are in Largo, and this show called Expanding Waters looks into ways through art to talk about ways we can mitigate climate change, how we can protect our protect our waters, which are such a valuable resource for Florida. And so they are marvelous painters and constructors of both big and small work. So I'd recommend checking out that show.
So the great outdoors issue. It's off press at the moment and in the mail, but you know what the post office is doing right now? They don't call it snail mail for nothing. So it'll be a little while before you actually get the issue in your mailbox. If you would like an issue sent directly to you, we are beginning a process of getting first-class mail delivery for those who desire it. All you have to do is contact our office and we'll sign you right up. By the way, we'll probably be soliciting for you to be a member of our exclusive list of people that are on a first-class basis. So it's going to be exciting to see the impact of this issue with all that's going on. It's been a lot of fun to put it together. Our graphics people have done an extraordinary job to capture the kiteboards in the beginning and the pickleball, the horseback riding. What kind of monkey was that?
Rhesus macaque monkey. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
They're funny-looking little guys, but
cute.
Great picture of them. So please enjoy the magazine. David, any of the other stuff we got to mention to everybody so they don't miss a single thing?
Well, you always want to turn to the back of our magazine to look at our People Helping People section, which is, of course, in recent months has been very much about how the community is helping each other through the pandemic. Just a lovely story, actually, about how a assisted living facility in Largo helped a hospice facility and helped their workers be vaccinated earlier than they were able to do otherwise through other channels. And this was a great kind of mutual assistance kind of an event. And there's a lot of those kinds of things, stories happening everywhere. And we try to focus on at least a few of them in each issue of this magazine.
We like to focus on the generosity of the Tampa Bay area.
Exactly.
It's quite remarkable, the area we live in, and how people reaching out with a helping hand are always there to help those less fortunate. We've had a great deal of taken a great deal of pleasure working with people. Mike Allstott for one, with his celebrity golf tournament coming up here shortly. Some other events going on. Let's not forget the WEDU Be More Awards, which have gone virtual. We get to focus on different philanthropic events around the Bay Area. It's important that we bring these people up to the surface, expose what they're doing, because it inspires all of us to do a little bit more for our friends and neighbors that need us. That being said, the issue will be with you shortly. David, we got anything else we should be covering?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of surprises we didn't even get to talk about. There's some beautiful photographs from different kinds of arts events towards the end of the book, including the new Bernstein in New York show that's at the Free Fall Theater, and that some theaters, they've had to adapt, and they've been doing drive-in theater. They have a stage in their parking lot. You just drive in and you watch the show from your car and listen to it on the radio. It's, if nothing else, there have been a number of innovations that have arisen out of the crisis we've been in that have actually opened new worlds for people. So it's interesting to see what innovation can come out of trouble.
You remember the old saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Absolutely.
We've certainly been experiencing that. Be sure to visit our website at duPontRegistryTampaBay.com. Take a look at the magazine, the articles. Oh, and don't forget the advertisements. We have a lot of folks that support our publication. We're happy to be part of their world and have them be part of our world. It speaks highly of us when you see the quality of the folks that want to advertise with the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay. That being said, we're glad to be with you on another Tampa Bay Talks right here at the World International headquarters of the DuPont Registry Tampa Bay, located near the St. Pete Airport Center. We look forward to being back with you again soon. So with that said, go out and make it a great day, Tampa Bay.